Okay, so this is for a recap of the video that you watched with the Amoeba sisters. So you're focusing on the H, the big H, right, is the dominant allele. Remember, allele is just one of the choices that you've got of the gene, a different flavor of gene. Here are different choices. We have an allele that codes for a guinea pig with hair, and has an allele with the little h that codes for no hair. That's how you get the hairless guinea pig. So they're wanting us to focus on the big H is the allele that is dominant. It causes the guinea pig to have hair every time, as long as the big H is present. If the little h is present with it, remember that the big H is always going to overpower it. So that's why it's dominant. Little h codes for hairless, but it doesn't happen often because it's a recessive gene. So remember that your answers can be put in by drawing in a text box. Okay. It is not letting me do this. Let's try this again. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to draw in a text box. So they're asking this first one. We have HH. It's two big H's. So remember, hetero means more than one. Homo, that beginning homo, means just one. So since there's only one type of gene, I know this is homozygous. Okay. So the phenotype, remember that the phenotype means what do we actually see? What do we actually see? Well, here we see two dominant genes. So since the dominant gene is present, we know this guinea pig is going to have hair. So this is a guinea pig that has hair. Okay, so then we're going to look at this one. In order to be hairless, there's only one option, because remember, if you've got a big H at all, then your guinea pig's going to have hair. So we know that this guinea pig has to be little h, little h, little h, because that's how you have to have two recessive genes in order for them to show. So we've got our little h, okay? And so then we should be able to see, okay, we've got two of the same gene. So this is also homozygous because the genes are the same here, little h and little h. Okay. And that's going to give us a hairless guinea pig. So down here, what I want you to do is tell me, okay, if I have a big H, little h, that's heterozygous. Your job is to fill in the answer for number 7 on your own. Is that guinea pig going to have hair or not? It's hard to draw a picture in Cami, so I'm not going to require that you draw your guinea pig. If you want to give it a shot, you can, but you can leave this blank. That's fine. But I want you to answer number 7 on your own. Then when you come down here, it asks you in the Punnett square on the right, how many H alleles come from the mother and how many come from the father. Okay. Of course, you have to put these answers in for yourself, but remember, the baby's always getting one from the mother, one from the father. That's how these work. That's how this works over here with the Punnett square. So if I put this in, I know I'm going to bring down this big H, and I'm going to bring this big H over here. Okay. Then I'm going to do this side. I can get text box. There we go. Okay, so the little h is on top, so I'm going to bring that down. But since it's got a big H, remember that the big H goes in front. So we need to switch this around. Okay, so now you're going to bring down the big H and put in a little h, bring down the little h and the little h. So what I want you to do is fill in how many alleles did we just take from the mother and from the father. Remember, a baby is each square. So there's 4 different babies here. So each one only got one allele from each parent. The first big H came from the mom, second big H came from the dad. For this baby, the big H came from the dad, the little h came from the mom. So every time the baby is getting only one allele from each parent. Okay? And then here in this question, you have to think, if a baby girl guinea pig looks almost identical to its mother, Does this then mean that it inherited more alleles from its mother? Hint, think about the vocabulary words dominant and recessive. So why would the baby look more like mom than dad? And did it still get a gene from each parent? So you're going to fill in that answer on your own. Okay, so pause this and see if you can answer it, and then I'll go over it with you. Okay, so I want you to look at your answer, and I'm going to tell you mine. Okay, if it'll let me. There we go. Okay, so the reason that the baby girl may not look like dad is because the mother guinea pig may be carrying the dominant gene while the father guinea pig is carrying the recessive gene. Oh, see if I can change this. If you start to run off the screen, look how you can resize it. Okay. So the mother guinea pig may be carrying the dominant gene while the father guinea pig is carrying the recessive gene. Okay. The baby always gets one allele from the mother and one allele from the father. Okay. So I want you to rewrite this answer in your own words. If you look back and maybe you made a mistake, if your answer looks like this, then great, you can leave it alone. But if it doesn't, go back and put my answer, but please in your own words. Okay. You just always need to know you're always getting one gene, one allele from each parent, but one may not show up because it's recessive. It's been dominated. So now your job, remember, is to make sure that you have answered number 7, which we left blank. You have filled in the rest of the Punnett square, which we left blank in this video. And I've said it several times, so I've given you the answers here. So put in the number of alleles that a guinea pig is going to get, a baby guinea pig will get from each of its parents.